Yeah, I'm Mel Fuller. I'm the CEO of the Pet Vet, and I'm the proud recipient of a new award, which is the most positive community impact award in the recent business awards.
And could you provide an overview of your career journey that ultimately led to you becoming the CEO of the Pet Vet, along with a brief description and history of the business?
Of course I can, yeah, be delighted to. So I have actually a background in chemistry. So I did a degree and a PhD in chemistry many years ago. So my career path is very windy. I'm not a vet, and I'm in awe of the vets that work within our organisation. I've worked in retail and in manufacturing. And before joining the Pet Vet, I ran a chain of builders merchants. So I've got a breadth of industry and sector experience. The things that have really sort of jumped out at me in organisations where I've really thrived are those where I have had really strong values that have been aligned to my own, that I really understand the customer proposition and really understand their customers, and then do everything they can to fulfil those customer needs, whether it's a product, selling products, or whether it's providing a service. And then also in organisations that really value their teams and recruit at the right skill level, recruit at the right with the right sort of cultural fit, and then allow them to just get on and do the job with the resources that they need. So as I've gone from being an employee to running businesses, they're the three pillars that I've sort of carried with me. So joining a sector like the veterinary sector has just been phenomenal to be able to put some of those things into place. In terms of the organisation itself, it was founded back in 2010 by two vets, and it is still family owned, which is amazing. Doncaster was our first surgery, which was opened in 2011, and we quickly followed that with our surgery in Rotherham and then the one in Barnsley. And I joined 3 years ago when we had the three surgeries just clustered in South Yorkshire. And the brief from the board to me was to do something different. They wanted somebody from outside the sector. They wanted to disrupt the sector with the types of things that we could do to attract amazing talent, to retain talent, and to offer a broader range of services to pet owners. So that's exactly what I did. So I spent the first few months in a set of scrubs, becoming more resilient to the types of things that I would have been previously squeamish with, but learning what really inspires our teams, but what frustrates our teams as well. Similarly, what really sort of are seen as great experiences for our customers, and also the areas of frustration for our customers. And I took sort of all of that into a melting pot and came up with a plan for us. And it was little things like providing flexible working options for our vet teams, which isn't common within this sector. Opening up learning and development opportunities for our vets and our nurses to enhance their skills, which ultimately then would allow us to provide advanced services within our surgeries. Reaching out further within our communities, so that we were engaging more with a wider audience, just the customers coming through the door. And this all created this amazing sort of melting pot of interest, collaboration, sharing of knowledge, and ultimately being able to offer more and more services to our customers. So that was brilliant. We opened our Lincoln surgery in 2021, and at that point I went back to the board and sort of said, I think we've got our plan right. We've got really engaged teams. We've got a blueprint for what our surgeries want to look and feel like. I think we're ready to grow further. So we put a plan in place. But in January 2021, the opportunity to acquire 8 other surgeries, which were in another group, was presented to us. Previous to that, we had always planned to grow organically, so finding new sites, fitting them out, etc. So this wasn't on our agenda at the time, but it was an opportunity that was too good to miss out on. So we became the proud owners of the vet surgeries in 2022, June 2022. And so for the last 18, 20 months, we've been basically consolidating and streamlining ways of working, getting to know each other, taking the best bits out of the pet vet, the best bits out of the vet, and bringing those together for as I say, really enhanced sort of services and ways of working. And it's been phenomenal. So now we're proudly a 12 vet group, still independent and privately owned, and looking forward to continuing to grow into the future.
What is one of the main challenges that you've overcome as CEO of the Pet Vet Group, and what advice would you give to someone who is looking to enter the pet and animal care industry? Sure.
Okay, that's a great question. So I joined in COVID, so that was really interesting. The veterinary sector, like many sectors, had to keep open. So adjusting how we were working in order to keep everybody safe was really key. So that was sort of the first challenge that I had. The second key one is recruitment. The veterinary sector is really short on vets, so a shout out if anybody wants to join the sector, come and talk to me because I would welcome the conversation. Brexit didn't help with that, and then obviously COVID overlaid on top of that. It's just made recruitment really quite challenging. There is a vet shortage in the UK, and supply, particularly after COVID, when so many new pet owners came into the sector, made the situation even more challenging, and many of our sort of surgery colleagues in different practices ended up having to close registrations for new owners. Fortunately, we were okay to keep ourselves open to new registrations. So recruitment is a massive area that I really focus on, trying to curate roles for individuals, and then retain those staff so that they can stay with us for longer rather than having to go somewhere else is a massive part of my job on an ongoing basis. So I spend a lot of time in our surgeries talking to our teams, making sure that they have everything that they need, that they're still happy and satisfied in their roles. Don't sit in an office 5 days a week, remote from what's going on. So that's a massive challenge. The other one is that we're not the NHS, we're not funded, we are private healthcare for pets, and that does prove itself to be a problem and a challenge to overcome. There is a cost associated with owning pets, and I think sometimes customers or new pet owners aren't fully aware of the cost of that associated with it. So that becomes a challenge, and a lot of my clinical colleagues, they come into this profession to care for animals. They don't come in to have to, they find it very uncomfortable to talk about costs and prices. So that's not what they're here for. So that is a challenge that we try to overcome by supporting our teams of how to talk about costs, how to provide estimates in the best way possible, how to give the best value to customers, and really encouraging everybody to get insurance because that way it is so much easier to be having those conversations.
What would you attribute as the main reason for the pet vet's success, would you say?
Oh, the people, entirely the people. We put our surgery colleagues at the heart of everything that we do, knowing that they are the closest to our customers and our pets. So anybody that is not facing the customer on a day-to-day basis is here entirely to support the needs of those individuals. That is our primary, as a central function, our primary purpose. Ultimately, we know if the surgery teams have everything that they need and they are happy in their work, they will better serve their customers and they will better care for their pets. So that's ultimately what this is about. Being family owned, we can make decisions quickly, and we can try out new services. So if we find a particular surgery has a local need, we can give that a go. We can make a point of that, and that's was a really good example in Barnsley, where we started an at-home service for our nurses, for consults, and also for end-of-life care as well. And that's worked really well in our Barnsley area, and we're now rolling that out across the group. So we're always looking for opportunities to to reach out to our communities beyond the sort of surgery walls, and that's even to the point where we fund once a year a vet or a nurse to go abroad and work for a charity overseas, and do some work. So anything that we can do to embed ourselves in communities where we can make a difference is huge, and that's really satisfying for our teams as well. And we also encourage all of our teams in our surgeries to make their own local decisions, because they know their communities better. So they will know what services are needed. They will know what particular issues occur in their local areas. And so it's really important that they feel empowered to be able to do that, rather than everything coming from a central function.
But since winning the award, how has that affected your business, would you say, both internally and externally?
Well, firstly, internally, I mean, the Barnsley team is absolutely ecstatic. They when you walk into the Barnsley surgery, it just oozes care and love. We have some customers that come in just for a cup of tea and just have a chat. That it is that embedded within the Barnsley area. So I think an external award is lovely in terms of recognition of what we already do so well. So we didn't do anything differently to try and win this award. We just did what we do so well. So that's been great. And now every other surgery wants a bit of that, which is just fantastic. So if you can have 12 of them, that would be absolutely amazing. It's given all the teams an increased confidence as well to keep looking for new ways of reaching out, because we know what a difference it can make. And as I say, sort of that rollout of that at-home service is a really good example. And it's just been so lovely to see us, in the local newspaper and in the local media, and just having our team's faces in there and just being recognised for what they're doing.
As an award winner, would you recommend Business Awards UK to other businesses?
Oh, absolutely. I think if nothing else, but for the morale increase that it gives the team. If you're going into an award to win an award, it's the wrong reason to be entering an award. If you're going in it to present everything that you're already doing, then it's absolutely the right thing to do, and it has just brought such joy to so many people. So yeah, can't recommend it enough. Yeah.
What is the next big step for yourself, would you say, and the pet vet?
Yep. So we are continuing to want to grow. Again, because we're family owned, the family that own us doesn't take anything out of the business, which is amazing. Everything gets reinvested, which is phenomenal, and again quite unique in our sector. So the opportunity to invest in the existing surgeries with new equipment and upgraded facilities is on the agenda for this year, and we're also starting to look for new sites as well. So to go back to our original plan, which is to look for new locations, and we've now got surgeries between sort of right on the south coast and right up in the northwest, with a great big gap in the Midlands. So we're really wanting to sort of grow into that type of area and connect the dots up basically. So that will be over the next sort of 2 or 3 years. Is a rollout plan going forward.
Brilliant. So Midlands, you heard it here first. The pet vet will be coming to you eventually. No, but thank you so much for joining us today, Mel. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's great to hear about the pet vet and the kind of work you guys are doing. If people want to find the pet vet, if they want to find your services, or they want to go into the website, where can they find yourself? Yep, we're at thepetvet.co.uk. Brilliant. And we'll make sure to link in any socials and all that kind of stuff as well. But again, thank you so much for joining us today, Mel. It's been brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for having me.